Hello, this is Matthew Robert Payne, and this is a playlist called uh, playlist called um, "Manifesting a Kingdom Life," and this is session number 7, point number 7. I can speak to people in heaven and ask them questions. So I have interviewed over 30 saints in heaven. Had the ability to approach saints in heaven and interview them. Most of the time, I've interviewed saints from heaven. They've come to my house and been on earth, and I've seen them and participated with them in a vision. And I've interviewed some interesting people. I've interviewed Mary, Jesus' mother, and Joseph, Jesus' father. I've interviewed Eve. I've interviewed Jeremiah and John the Apostle and Peter the Apostle. I've interviewed Mary Magdalene and Rachel and Leah and so Solomon. So a number of people I've interviewed, and if you grow in kingdom life, if you develop the ability to have visions and see visions, and you develop close intimacy with Jesus, Jesus will share his friends with you. It's just like when you participate at a workplace, you may become friends with one of the people in the workplace, and on Friday nights you may go for drinks with your new friend, and you may get to know him very well. But you've come to know your workplace friend very well when he starts to invite his friends to after work drinks, and he introduces you to his friends. If his parents are in town, he may have them visit the workplace and introduce you to his parents as his friend. So when you are friends with a person, you can tell that they're a close friend when they're introducing you to their friends outside of work, and when they're introducing you to their family. The same is true with Jesus. When you're close friends with Jesus, he'll start to introduce you to angels and to other saints in heaven. He introduces you to his friends. And that's simply what I've achieved. I've achieved a status, I've achieved a level of friendship with Jesus that he'll allow me to talk to any saint in the Bible. He'll allow me to converse with any saint of my choice. I firmly believe that the saints I choose to talk to aren't random. I believe that if I choose to speak to a certain saint, that idea to speak with the saint comes via the Holy Spirit. I early on my relationships with saints from the Bible were instigated, the meetings were instigated by the Holy Spirit and directed by the Holy Spirit. And I believe they still are. Last night, before I went to sleep, as I was going to sleep, I was speaking to the Saint C.S. Lewis, who wrote The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and many other books. And he was talking to me about the books that I'd written, and he was having commentary with me. So I've interviewed some popular people. I've interviewed Michael Jackson, and I've got 4 books where I interview Michael Jackson. I've interviewed Mary Magdalene 4 times, and I've got books where I've interviewed Mary Magdalene. I've interviewed Princess Diana a couple of times, and I've got a couple of books from those interviews. It's handy to interview saints and record what they have to say in books, because it not only edifies me to hear what they have to say, but it edifies readers of books, really encourages readers of books. I remember in my first book with Princess Diana, she described what it was like knowing Jesus in heaven, and her description was sublime. It was a wonderful description of what Jesus is, and many people would really be attracted to what she had to say about Jesus, and having the ability to know him and worship him and hang out with him in heaven. So you can develop your ability to have visions. You can develop your ability to speak in the Spirit. When you speak to a person in a vision, you speak from spirit to spirit. They don't speak out loud, and you can speak out loud, but it goes from spirit to spirit, the communication. And I'm told the same thing happens in heaven, though when I'm in heaven, I speak with my normal voice, but I hear conversation. I hear their side of the conversation in the Spirit. So I encourage you to take the steps required to speak to saints and have the ability to converse with them, and you'll find that your Christian life gets richer, and you have a lot more of an experience with your Christian faith when you have the ability to speak to saints that will affect your relationship and your understanding of the Christian faith. God bless.